think I did the intro a little too soon, but it's okay. I was happy. I was, trigger happy, I guess. Either way, welcome to Tavern Talks. You can see I'm not James. Um, James is out of town. He's a little busy having fun out of town and work. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So you're stuck with me as your humble barkeep tonight. Um, Tonight's going to be a fun night. I'm sitting here talking with our guest. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself for us, please.
Hi, I'm Taylor. You might know me from the Minds Never Matter podcast under Hilarity Save RPG. I'm also Murchie Art on Instagram. I do a lot of art stuff. I'm an illustrator, among many of the other jobs that I have.
Alrighty. So before we get too far ahead of ourselves, like I said, I want to thank our guest Taylor here. Um, but want to remember we've got our sponsors. I am going to have to remember I have music to play because I forget music now. I got so caught up in our pre-conversation. Um, Either way, it's going to be a fun night. Got our sponsors. If you like the music, check out Monument Studios. Use the code Misfit. Um, you get 3 months 3 months free or 30% off your order. Yeah, one of those two.
Use it now.
Yeah, that's it. Use it now. I'm so bad at this. James is going to hate me a little bit. Either way, hey, see, I was right. And go check out our friends Canadian Dice. That's in there twice now. Canadian Dice. Use the code Misfit15 for 15% off your order of dice, and then go check out our friend Dungeon Grandmaster. He's got some beaker builds and tabletop Misfits t-shirts for sale. So go check him out. All right, all that out of the way. Taylor, our guest. This is all about you now.
Me?
So, yeah, I know, crazy. Want to thank you for being here. So there's a couple of things that we like to do around here. There's generally three questions that we ask in the tavern. One of them being is, how did you get into tabletop gaming?
That is a 20-year long question at this point because my father got really into D&D and started his own stuff at his college and all of that. And so ever since I was 6 years old, if I could roll a dice and do basic math, we were playing D&D together. And then he ran my high school D&D group that would meet on the weekends for 8 hours at a time. And he really got me into the love of storytelling and role playing and working as a team and that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay. So kind of answered a little bit. So you answered kind of two questions, I guess, at once. Is generally how long you've been playing and what got you into it. What kept you playing? I mean, was it just the family time you had with it?
I think it was a little bit of the family time just because I loved spending time with my dad like that. But it was also just an excuse to get all my friends together and they all had to hang out with me. And it was always scheduled,
Right.
I knew when it's going to happen next and I knew how long it's going to happen today. And we're all going to have a great time. And there are Funyuns involved. And that's just, always the best part.
Couldn't do it. Nah, not the Funyuns. Meh.
Funyuns and Mountain Dew are the epitome of D&D snack, and I will die on that hill. Funyuns and Mountain Dew.
All right. I'll let it go. So I imagine you've obviously DM'd then. So what made you switch over from being that whole player to being a DM?
I've DM'd one shots and stuff. I haven't really gotten a full campaign under my belt yet. Which I've been really wanting to do, but production wise, there's just no time. And I love being a player so much that DMing kind of scares me a little bit. But I DM'd a 2-shot that's going to be releasing at some point soon for Hilarity Save for Skies Above, which is a new system coming out. And it was really, really fun. I am a notorious like no plan DM. I'm either a no plan or I have a module written out kind of a
Okay.
plan. There's no in between for me. Um, but I think the biggest part about DMing that like draws me to it is the world building opportunities and like the homebrew world building. Like you can make anything you want, kind of a thing.
Mhm.
And that really makes me happy. I have like a homebrew world that I've been working on since I was in college, and I am like chomping at the bit to be able to release it into the wild.
Tell me more.
I
If you can.
I can, because I have so much about this planet that I've made. I've made an entire planet. There's continents. There's a spider. Hello, you're not invited. Excuse me.
Oh.
You're not invited to the stream, and I need you to go away. Go away. You can live here, just not on my computer. Go there. Good job. Okay. Sorry, he was getting into my laptop. Didn't want him typing anything in the chat. Who knows what he'd say? I don't know his opinions. But I have basically made an entire planet. I have different continents, and I have different like cultures, customs, architecture, fashion, like political organizations based on like in these different continents.
Mhm.
I've gotten like I have like an ancient like Chinese Japanese kind of inspired place. I've got a like imperial more like your classic high fantasy London-esque kind of area. But then I have like Feywild and like kind of like a fantasy Russia kind of situation.
Okay.
It's hard to explain because it's all in my head. And I love doing research on like actual real world history in order to pull from like those bits and pieces of history and put that kind of authenticism into my
Right.
world building.
Well,
I don't want to pull from anything that I haven't looked into and researched, you know?
that's fair. I mean, I think that's where a lot of people often come up with their best creations is because they are inspired by something in the real world and they've dug into it and like, oh, that's really neat. How can I twist that to make it mine?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. There's like this whole like magic history. There's like old heroes. I have a creation theory story based on
oh
my
shit.
world.
There you go.
I have my own pantheon. There's just so much going on up here, and I haven't been
Well,
able to let it out yet.
well, why not? What's stopping you?
Schedules. Everybody's
That's
enemy when it comes to D&D. Of like everyone I work with, including myself, is doing so much when it comes to like AP production already that there's no room for another like big meaty campaign. And then I'm already doing so much with a bunch of different like things when it comes to the AP community that I'm like, I can't put another campaign, even just socially, into my belt right now.
Okay, yeah. The misfits here, we're starting to hit that wall. I think scheduling is definitely a monster that is hard to defeat. That's one thing that we've learned this past year. scheduling scheduling can beat the best of things, the best of
Yeah.
intentions.
Oh yeah. It's just like I feel like everybody on my team is working themselves to the bone. And I'm like, I'm not gonna toss another thing in the soup right now. That's too much. Especially since I have no editing skills at all. Don't know what to do with that.
Yeah, we don't have it. We don't have that either. Quite honestly, what you see is what you get from us. um, so you said you do some actual plays, or no, well, some live plays. So, what exactly are you doing? Streams? Are you just doing just podcasts? How's that working out for you?
So we want to get into streaming soonish. But right now we're just focusing on just the AP podcast. We have Minds Never Matter that has been going on for over a year, maybe 2 years now. Um, and it's still one of my favorite things that we've ever done. Um, we've done a couple one shots here and there with like collabs with other people that are releasing content, whether it be like homebrew subclasses or completely other systems that we then play wrong and then have to fix because we played it wrong and we have to play it correctly. And we have Dastardly Dungeoneers. That's our new series coming out. So we have like the prologue. This is all written and produced by Anna Williams, and she's one of my very dear friends, and she's an amazing writer. Our prologue came out with 5 GMs in a trench coat. We have our other little vignette stories, Tales from the Road, that are coming out soon with a couple of my friends and a couple of people in the podcast community. And eventually, the podcast crew featuring some other special guests will be coming in for the full campaign story, which I'm very excited for.
Oh, nice. So, how many different types of TTRPGs have you played?
A lot. I've played D&D 5e. I've played AD&D. I haven't played Pathfinder yet, which I know is like a big thing. So everyone should play Pathfinder, but I haven't yet. I've played The Witch's House or The Witch's Dead or something like that, where you're a little familiar and you have to go find your witch. I've played Kids on Brooms, Kids on Bikes. I have homebrewed with one of my friends a Pokemon version of Kids on Bikes and Kids on Brooms called Kids Throwing Rocks.
Okay.
And it was very, very fun. It was really fun. And I played the official Pokemon TTRPG, or like unofficial, official.
Oh yeah. I think I know which one you're talking about. I think I've touched that one.
That one's also really fun. I played the Marvel TTRPG with Strangers Guild. Shout out to Dakota, wonderful DM, made me cry. I have played 10 Candles, which I think is by far my favorite, because I'm a sucker for a sad ending, honestly. Like, I love death in-game death. And maybe this comes from, like, my dad killing all of our characters all the time. He had a kill pile of character sheets about this thick. But, like, I guess I was just desensitized to that early on, but I love playing out a character death, and honestly sometimes I enjoy when it's silly and stupid and could have been avoided, you know?
Yeah. Character deaths can be fun. We July Independence Day weekend, we had our first taste of Shadow Dark. I don't know if you've played that yet.
I haven't.
Death is a very, very common occurrence there. My first experience, I was a priest, which is essentially a D&D cleric, and my HP was 4, and I was the first one to get bitten for 4 points of damage.
No.
Didn't get a chance to do shit.
Well, just chomp and you're down.
Yep. It was fun. It was great. I wouldn't have traded it for anything else. It was great. I just got to sit there and just laugh like, oh, well, hey, look, your priest, the one guy who could really do something effective against the undead, is down.
Wow, the most useful person in this specific situation is gone. That's fun.
Yep, it was great.
Plays into the horror part, though, honestly.
Oh, hey, I loved it so much, I'm playing it again.
Heck yeah.
James is leading us through another adventure right now, and it's just I'm a little chaos goblin right now. So got huge. I'm trying to emulate Guts as a goblin.
Perfect. I love that.
Because
he
just got chainmail
sword.
Oh, he's got chainmail armor, and he's got a bastard sword, which is essentially just a great sword. So yes,
behold my two-handed bastard sword.
It is.
Uses it as a toothpick.
And he's a mercenary, so perfect. Yeah. I'm just waiting for the trauma dump. But that's a whole other issue.
The silly, fun little characters always have the most gut-wrenching backstories.
Yeah, well, I only just now made them. If James is listening, he's gonna listen to that and be like, "Oh, hello."
A treat for me? For me.
Yes. But yeah, I Shadow Dark's great. We love Shadow Dark over here. It's just so simple. It's so easy to pick up.
I before we started streaming, I was talking about a stream that I did with Madeline that was like Christmas themed and horror themed, and I remember it's got the word dark in the name. The system that we used, it's something dark, and I can't remember the rest of it.
You're not helping me here.
Something dark. I'm gonna Google it real quick. How do we feel about Googling on stream? Just gonna Google it.
That's fine. Go for it. I think I've done it before. Just kind of look up things. Okay, so what's been kind of like your favorite genre? It seems like you've played a wide variety. Do you have a go-to setting?
I really do, like, when it comes to role-playing games, I really do like the high fantasy setting, but I just haven't had a lot of sci-fi setting experience when it comes to role-playing games.
Mm-hmm.
Sci-fi is my favorite genre of media in general, and I feel like if I got my claws into a good sci-fi system, I would eat that for breakfast. That would be like my favorite thing.
So, I mean, there's Shadowrun. That's sci-fi-ish. It's, if you like cyberpunk, I mean, that's technically
sci-fi. Making the list. Yes, go on.
Also, cyberpunk. I think Morkborg is another one.
Morkborg, I've heard of that one.
Yeah, I think that's another one. Dark Space is a recent iteration of Shadow Dark that is a very similar rule set, but it's sci-fi. So there's that. There's plenty of them out there, but those are just.
I haven't done my due diligence and actually looked for anything.
That's okay. Well, I just gave you a list of like 4 or 5.
Yep, and I've got them on my phone.
There you go. Mission accomplished. Now go check them out.
Oh yeah.
The one shots that you've run, what have they been like?
My first ever one shot that was just like a home game was choppy, but it was fun. It was with 2 of my friends, like just in my room of my apartment. One of them had never played D&D before, and it's now like that story is a go-to one shot for me. If I can grab a table that's never played it with me before, I really do enjoy playing it.
Right.
You like the setting is you arrive in this town, this city that is fully against non-learned magic. So anything that is of nature or like not explainable by like having a god, having an oath, wizardry, that kind of thing. So like basically druids and sorcerers, things that are like less able to be explained are like illegal, because if you can't explain it, you can't control it, and if you can't control it, then it could hurt you. So they arrive in this city, and there's this spire just on the outskirts of this kingdom that keeps shrieking in the middle of the night. And it's during every full moon for like a solid week. This spire just will shriek and shriek and shriek all night long. And no one's come back from trying to figure out what's going on over there. And so your adventurers go over, they find the spire. There's a bunch of fun little traps on the outside. My favorite being the knock-knock joke door. The knock-knock joke door.
Okay.
Where it's a little like knocker.
Mm-hmm.
It says knock-knock on it, but there's no like door knocker.
Okay.
And most of the time the players will like go around the spire trying to find the door knocker to replace it with. But eventually someone says the words knock knock, And then the door goes, "Who's there?" And if they don't tell a knock knock joke, if they just say their name, then they get a d4 of force damage, and the door goes, "Not funny, didn't laugh."
So it's almost like a harmful demon door from Fable.
Yes. But
Okay.
like funny, little funny joke. Funny joke.
Hey, those demon doors were funny.
Not as funny as me.
All right. Well, tastes differ. Let's go with that. I don't know your humor, so I can't say one way or the other. I'll leave it at that.
You can trust me. I'm hilarious. I'm always right too, so like you're kind of in a box here.
Oof, ow. Shit. Okay. So you've only done a handful of one shots from what I'm hearing. Not a full campaign, which is not a knock on you because I can't say shit because my first big campaign is Power Rangers right now, and I'm only 5 episodes in. So
I love Power Rangers though. The fact that you chose Power Rangers speaks volumes of your taste, and that is important as a DM.
Thank you. Have you picked up any kind of like tips and tricks while you've been doing your one shots that you want to kind of share with everybody?
If you over prepare, you're always going to be under prepared. If you try and figure out every avenue that a player could go through and find something for them to do during that avenue, then you're not going to be focusing on the overarch of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Your players are going to get under and over and through and find every loophole imaginable, no matter how much you prepare. It is mostly about your improv skills. It's mostly about what can I pull out of my ass on the fly and how can I tie it back to where they're supposed to be going.
Yeah. I'm learning that real quick, especially my last game. Fucking Yellow Ranger.
My favorite thing to do is during the shopping episode, give them an ominous NPC. That's also really annoying. So they want to get away from him. My go-to is Wally the Wise Wizard. He talks like this. He has to hold your hands while he tries to think about what this magic item might do. And he's got a little bucket of like grab bag magic items that are not helpful, but they're fun. And most of the time he annoys the players enough, but will also have a tie of the plot. So they're like, okay, I'll take that and I'm going to leave now because I don't want to hear my DM talking in this voice anymore.
Okay. Yeah, no, I've definitely had to learn how to improv these past couple of weeks because my players have definitely thrown curveballs that I was not expecting, especially on the first fucking episode. Completely changed my entire game plan. I gave them like 2 lines, and they ran with it in like a completely different direction. And this thing went from like a simple like, hey, we're just gonna do like a couple of things to oh shit, we're doing this now.
And sometimes they like theorize something, and you're like, oh, yes, actually.
Oh
not
yeah,
before, but now yes.
Oh yeah, that is exactly what happened after the first episode. They did that, and I was like, that's not where I expected that to go, but okay.
So I guess you are uncovering some big conspiracy theory. You're right.
Yep.
I also find that like if you have a very solid built base of a situation, then it's a lot easier to improv within that. If you have it's like don't overplan for the things they're going to do, overplan for what is happening right now.
Right.
Like with the setting that I'm in, like I know how the infrastructure works. I know how like certain mining parts of it are affecting the groundwater and how the groundwater is affecting the people and how that is feeding into this like cycle of prejudice that's happening. And how does this person benefit from that, and what is he gaining from it, and what strings are he pulling? It's like to, and then if like you over plan the setting, the base, the situation, then it's really easy to improv and tie into it because you already know how it's affecting everybody around you.
Okay, yeah. So you struck me then as the GM who plans big and it makes everything smaller easier, whereas some GMs like start small and build out.
Yeah, if I can give them the, like, in my head, if I know this is going to be the big bad and this is who they're fighting and this is what he wants,
Mm-hmm.
then every little thing that they're picking up on can eventually tie back to it.
Right.
Like, if they find this one NPC weird for some reason, but I'm just having a bad day, or I'm just like, I fully intended him to be perfectly fine, but they're picking up on bad vibes. Okay, now he's working for that guy, and where are we going to put him, and how is he benefiting from it?
Yeah. Okay. I like it. I don't have that kind of mind capacity. That's just not how my mind works at all.
This is the only place where my mind works like this. I forgot my water bottle at work today. I always forget to turn lights off, and I leave my laundry in the laundry room for like 3 days. So this is the only space where I'm competent and organized.
Oh yeah, no, I don't even think I'm that organized. I plan a little bit. I plan enough. But everyone's like, keep notes. You got to keep notes. I'm like, fuck, I was horrible at keeping notes in school. I'm definitely horrible at doing it now.
I'm not a note taker in D&D either. Like, I have a campaign that's a podcast. It's been going on for 2 years. I could very easily listen back and take notes. I'm not doing that. My character has a conspiracy theory board, and I'm not doing that. I'm just pulling on vibes alone, and then sometimes I'll remember something from an episode that's like 30 episodes ago, and I have that Kronk meme where it's like, it's all coming together, and I'm completely wrong, but it's still fun.
See, I'm the Charlie Day. Pull out the whiteboard with all the red string everywhere.
There is no Pepe Sylvia. Pepe Sylvia does not exist.
Yeah. So, I totally get that. I just kind of wing it. I've been part of another Power Rangers campaign that has been going on for 20 episodes now, maybe more. The only notes I keep track of are like initiative orders and like some names. I look back at my notes. I'm like, what the hell was I doing? I'm like, oh, yeah. That's who we fought. That's why. Oh, okay. Nope, that's it. I remember what happened though.
My players will regularly, I'll be like, I have to pause to pull up 3 different monster stats for you right now, and I'm not telling you which ones they are. And then I have to do like the initiative order, and then I do this all on pen and paper most of the time. Initiative order, HP of the monsters, and then I just have a countdown of like until they kill it. But I'll have the stats up here, I'll have their character sheets up, and I'll be like, okay, now I gotta balance all my freaking tabs. Which is like the one thing that stresses me out about DMing, aside from worrying about if my friends like me enough or not, but it's also the amount of tabs I have open.
Oh god, it fucking when I'm running that game on Sundays, I don't know how James does it on a regular basis and keeps his mind, because I'm managing the stream, trying to listen to what they're saying, trying to see where my notes are taking me, and making sure I'm able to communicate with them and say in character. I'm like, oh god, what the fuck? My brain's gonna like.
Yeah, it's exhausting because you're 10 different characters. You're running all the math, and you have to keep in mind all the world lore that you know that they don't. You have to remember what they know and what they don't know yet, and it's a lot.
Well, the good thing about mine right now, we're so far back in the past, no one knows what the fuck's going on.
Heck yeah.
So,
I love that.
I said, we're not going to do a modern day Rangers. We're going back to the first ones.
Look,
fuck it.
The best way to not have to explain a bunch of stuff is to just not have it discovered or explained yet.
That's exactly where we're at right now. Like, yeah. You know Zordon as like the all ethereal, all knowing dude in a tube. nah, this guy's like, I don't fucking know what's going on, y'all.
My favorite NPC to pull out whenever my characters are like whenever my player characters are getting too into talking to a bunch of people, you know, we always get into that zone. I've done it as a player, everyone does it as a player, where it's like, I'm gonna go interview 10 different people in this town. I always pull out the I just work here guy, where he's just there for his paycheck. I don't know. I haven't met the king. I don't know much about him. Do you want a soda? Like, that's
Yeah.
pretty much it. Like, the I just work here guy is kind of the insinuation of like, you've talked to the people that know things. Everyone just works here. Like,
you know what? That's actually a really fun tip to have anyway.
And then sometimes he's now the beloved NPC that they take with him that was not prepared for adventuring and just wanted to go home.
You know, it's your new Boblin the Goblin.
Boblin the Goblin. Rest in peace, yeah. Boblin the Goblin.
Yeah, okay. So, have you tried any of the horror? Like, I know you were looking for sci-fi. Have you tried any of the horror genre yet?
I haven't DM'd a horror genre yet, but I have played Call of Cthulhu, which is like a very popular horror genre. Yes. And I love cosmic horror, mostly because there's not a lot of pressure to figure out what the thing is, because it's unknowable.
Right.
And you just gotta... There's a lot more room for creativity in that problem solving, I think. Mm-hmm. Because, like, there's no wrong answers because we have no idea what the fuck this thing is. So might as well pull something out of a hat and figure it out if it works or not. Right.
And for cosmic horror, especially Lovecraftian, the more you find out, the more fucked up you are.
Yeah, the more you find out, the less competent about solving it you're going to be.
Yeah. Like, oh no, please no. Yeah. Your mind just melts. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've yet to play that. That's one that's on my list to play. We've got one in the books right now that I can't say exactly what it is yet, but we've got one in the books that's a psychological horror, and it goes pretty dark, pretty deep dark. I know in a couple of weeks, and I'll probably talk about this a little bit later, we got a World Darkness miniseries coming out, so that's going to be fun. One of our misfits, Sam, if he's out there listening, he's got a fun little game brewing in his mind. So
that's exciting.
So here's a question that I typically ask as well. What has been, and this can be either as a player or as GMing one of your one-shots, what has been your highest high and your lowest low?
Oh, goodness.
I know. And I love that question because I always get that same response from every guest.
It's such a hard question because, like, even the lows, you're just kind of like, it's part of the game. But yeah. I think one of my lowest lows as a GM was when it was in that, like, Spire one shot that I do. Mm-hmm. And the player figured it out before we even got into the Spire. They figured out the ending of it. And I was like, how do I turn this? How do I make it something still exciting? Like, how do I figure this out? But it ended up that, like, there was really no way to prove that they had gotten it right, even though they definitely knew they had gotten it right. Mm-hmm. And it was still fun anyway. But, like, in those moments where it's like, oh, I'm not as clever as I thought I was with this. Right. This is a little more obvious than I thought it would be. Because I thought I was being so crafty, so clever, and I was like, oh, dang, I don't know if I'm that smart. That's fun. But it was still a fun time, and I do like when, like, my players can figure things out, because it also means that I have laid the trail well enough. But that was just so soon and so quick and so right off the dome, and I was just like,
kind of deflated you for a moment.
Yeah, I couldn't hide my facial expression. You know, I don't have the poker face. So it was just like, Anyway, so you still have to get into the building. Let's keep doing this.
Oh goodness! All right.
And my highest high as a player, I always feel like I can't pinpoint a certain time, but I always love like really solid like role play moments where it develops like more than one character, where like you have a conversation in character with another PC, and whether it's like finding common ground or like talking about the situation at hand. But when that just becomes like really, you can feel it and it's juicy and it's really good. That's my bread and butter, is like just a really solid like developing of characters throughout the story.
Yeah, well, that's fun.
That and critting on a smite as paladin. That just feels good.
You know, that is great, and I keep harping on this just because I love it so much. But I'm playing a Power Ranger right now, and in one round, I have this character, this particular role. It's a Quantum Ranger. He has 3 attacks. However, with the Quantum Blade, so when it's in its sword mode, it can do 3 attacks in one attack. So I can do 9 attacks in one turn.
I love finding little things like that where it's like, I can exploit this.
Oh.
Warning sign, I can exploit this. Do you want me to exploit this?
Oh, it was great last night because I got to really do a number on a low level character, or low level monster, because he couldn't hit me because my defense was so high. He could not hit me at all, no matter what the DM rolled, just because of the way the stats were.
Oh no.
And I just laid waste to him because, like, if I crit on one attack, it's 4 points of damage, and health in that game is low as it is anyway, because I think my character has 5. That monster, I think, had 8. So it was just decimated.
Just absolutely no chance.
Oh yeah.
Turned to ash.
Oh no, yeah.
Reduce that man to atoms.
It was Commander Crawfish, and I made him a lot of crawfish tails out of that.
Commander Crawfish. I love the villains in Power Rangers.
Mm-hmm. I love me some Power Rangers. just probably to an unhealthy degree at times, but you know, got plenty of friends who love playing it with me, so it's even better. I don't feel so alone.
You drag them into it.
That's what I did, and I love them all for letting me do it. So I want to circle back. So you mentioned you were pretty used to death of a character in game. Mm-hmm. That's your own personal death. How have you handled player deaths as a GM? Because not everyone handles it the same way.
Yeah. So whenever I go into DMing a campaign, I always talk about like how we would handle that kind of a thing. Because I know I play with some people that are very, very sensitive when it comes to that, because they get very into those characters. And if it's something that I'm running that I'm like, if your character dies, they die, I'm very, very upfront with that. It's always in the safety sheet. It's always in like this is a campaign where it's very possible that your character is going to die, not in a story beat, not for like narrative purposes. Like, are you okay with that? And I always get the consent beforehand. And when it does happen, like I'll warn them when we're going up to like a battle or like a combat where it's like, this is, you might not survive this. Do you have another character ready? And something that I took from one of my friends, who is a lovely DM who introduced me to this. where when characters are rolling death saves, they are on the other side and they get to have their own role play moments of like talking in that in between phase of like, who do you want to talk to right now? Like, who's up here that you would want to talk to? Whether it be your god, whether it be like a family member, an ancestor. I remember in a game that DM was running, someone said, I just want to see a frog right now. And so they talked to a frog for a while. And I think giving that player that time and attention, even though their character is down, is very important for people who do invest so much in these characters. And even though they know they're walking into a game where it's very possible this character could die, it's like, it's no less upsetting.
Sure.
So I think in those moments, making it still a very nice narrative moment it gives that death it gives it its space, and it gives that character its due diligence.
That's a very interesting way to approach it, and I like that. Giving that player the agency to kind of just like essentially, have an outer body experience while they're trying to make death saves.
Mm-hmm.
That makes for really good RP right there.
Yeah.
Like really damn good RP.
There's another part that I haven't quite integrated into my DMing yet, but shout out to my friend May, because she made this happen, and I think it's a very, very good like DM point, and it can be very spicy roleplay wise, and it's made many a person cry, where when someone is making death saves or is full dead, they can choose whether or not they want to be healed.
Mm-hmm.
So like I was in a game and one of the characters was down and I was trying to heal them, and my DM was like, okay, do you want the healing? Do you want to come back? And giving that player the choice too of like, I kind of want to roll another character, or I think it would be really poetic if in this point of the story we had a death, and I'm okay with that. Or like, yes, I want healing and I want to be back. Like giving agency even in that moment where it's like, do you want to be healed? Do you want to come back? Or would you rather roll another character? Do you think this is a really good like story beat? Like, what do you think should happen here?
Yeah. That's another good one. That's just it gives those players that option. I know we've talked to other guests and they've taken an option of if a player didn't want their character to die, like they just don't want them to die, they would come back with like missing a feat. They would lose a feat. That would be like they would come back with a price.
Mm-hmm.
So the characters wouldn't die, but there'd be a cost regardless, which makes sense. You go through this near death. Oh shit! You probably don't come back completely whole. Pet Cemetery style.
I also love giving like the option of like, okay, you want to come back? What are you giving up? Mm-hmm. You have to give me something substantial.
Right.
I've had somebody reduce a stat to 5. I've had somebody give up all of their memories. I've had somebody like lose like all of their constitution, like give up all of their skills, like their proficiencies. It's been really interesting to see what people will give up to bring their character back. Like if there's no healing available and there's nothing else and like they really don't want to die, I'm like, okay, you gotta give me something from your character.
Yeah. Oh man, I like those. I gotta remember all this. Although Power Rangers, you're not gonna die too much. I mean, you can make them die. You can force it.
You see Captain Crawdad on the other side, waggling his pincers at you.
Nope, Death Ranger. Death Ranger. That's harsh. Or fighting a very angry Goldar, or a character surviving some type of explosion. from a Megazord. It's we've this other game that I'm in. It's gone through some shit.
It's like one of those things where you say it out of context and it sounds like absolute nonsense, and I love it.
Oh, it's gone. They've gone through some shit. No, we're about 10 minutes out from happy hour. So anyone out there in our audience that's listening, if y'all want to go ahead and prep up some questions for our guest Taylor and myself, go ahead and put them in the chat. And in about 10 minutes, we're going to start that. And we'll probably answer them. Most likely we'll answer them.
I see my friends. I see my partner.
Yeah. You seem to have a couple of friendly faces in there.
Yeah. Because I advertise to all my Discords.
Hey, that's the way we grow. We word of mouth around here.
Oh yeah.
It's gotten us up. We are 3 away from 1,000 followers. So we're just 3 away.
Do it. Follow right now. Do it. You got to do it. Because I said so.
That's right. There's 6 of you in here. 3 of you ought to do it if you haven't yet. I hope. Anyway, if we get to 1,000 and James isn't here to celebrate, I'm gonna be happy. That's been his goal for a while now, and if I get it and he doesn't, I'll be a happy camper.
Sitting there in his hotel room.
Yeah. So, man, how do I transition this? So I'm gonna go down a little rabbit hole. So you say you like sci-fi and horror.
Mm-hmm.
What has been? This isn't going to be TTRPG related. So what's been your favorite movie?
Sci-fi or horror movie?
Yeah, go for it. Both. I don't care.
That's hard.
I have one that covers both.
Okay. Sci-fi horror, The Thing, which is like a basic answer, but it's a correct answer. The Thing is an amazing movie. Same with The Fly. I would call that sci-fi horror.
Oh yeah, sure.
Silly sci-fi, Galaxy Quest. I love Galaxy Quest. My dad showed me it when I was really, really little, and it is still one of my favorite movies of all time. A lot of huge names in there too, like Alan Rickman and a bunch of other actors that I can't remember the name. Tim Allen, lots of Allens in there. It's the movie of many Allens.
Yeah. Alan Rickman was great in that.
Oh yeah. God, Alan Rickman. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
I love the Star Trek movies. My partner not introduced me, but like got me back into the Star Wars movies.
Star Wars or Star? You said Star Trek movies.
Both.
Which? Okay.
Both.
I just want to make sure I'm hearing right.
We don't talk about the odd-numbered Star Trek movies.
There you go. That's it. Okay.
But I have recently gotten back into Star Wars. I saw the epilogue trilogy, like the newer 3 that came out recently, which
we don't talk about those.
I have opinions on. Everyone's got opinions on those, but the original 3 Star Wars movies I deeply, deeply love. Still getting into the prologue trilogy, which I've also heard is not great.
No, that one, it was hated on when it was released because it was a bunch of the older fanboys hating on it because they wanted to.
That happens with a lot of fan bases. I don't have an opinion on it just yet, just because I haven't really like deep dived into it. Jar Jar Binks is a little shitster though, and I kind of love it.
Oh yeah, no. Actor got redeemed though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, like didn't he come on, like he had been booed off of stages for like so long, and then recently like people started actually enjoying him again.
You're thinking of Hayden Christensen, and that's yes, but the actor for Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, he's been redeemed?
He came back as a Jedi in one of those TV shows.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen the TV shows either. I am very much like elbows deep in Star Trek, so that was what I grew up on.
That's fine. Below Decks. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I think one of my favorite episodes ever of Star Trek is Doomsday. It's very good. They find like a massive like nuclear doomsday device, space doomsday nuclear weapon, and they find the remnants of another ship that had encountered it, and it goes through like the emotions of the one captain that was left over, and like it has themes of like PTSD, like suicide, and like it is a beautifully told story, and the actor who plays the lone captain did an amazing job, and I don't think people talk about that episode as much as they should. Trouble with Triples is hilarious, but
yeah,
that episode is like peak.
I found my wife and I went and rewatched Deep Space Nine, and that entire series was phenomenal. Like there are so many good episodes in there. It's hard to pick like just one, but I don't know. Once season 3 kicked in and you got bald Cisco with just a goatee, like now shit's getting real.
Yeah.
Oh man, this could go down the rabbit hole. Let's see. I don't know. We might go ahead and start happy hour a little bit early.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, it's only 5 minutes early. Whatever. James isn't here. He can't complain.
Ask questions in the chat. I don't know if people are doing that yet. Do it.
Oh, James is in the chat. Oh, you punk. You are one of the 7 now. Dang it. We can't get...
James, I hope you don't mind. We're starting happy hour early.
Now that he's here, now we can't hit 1,000 now that he's here.
Mm.
I can't enjoy my...
Everyone stop following right now.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. No. Don't do that. Not that part.
You gotta pause.
Yeah, pause. Put a pause on it, maybe.
Don't you love that I come on your show and tell people to not follow you?
Don't do that. No. No.
No, just follow, but like make sure James is not looking, right?
Yeah.
James, look over there.
Get out of here.
Did you see that? Look over there. Look at that. You're missing it.
Look at the shiny. Look at the shiny jingle over there. Go back to your Mai Tai on the beach. So, in the meantime, now that that's all out of our system, we don't have any questions in the chat yet.
Yeah, Wayne, I have friends in there.
Yeah,
Eric,
you're not really good
Pat,
friends. What are you?
Allie, Anna, ask me questions. You know I like to talk about myself.
Wow. Call them out. That's it.
Yeah.
So, in the meantime, we do have a little roulette here. Oh, never mind. James has one. What is your favorite NPC?
Ooh. Okay, I have to go by podcast and then outside of podcast. In podcast, my favorite NPC is Frederick von Vespera because he has a green tea addiction and he is a pathetic man that we like to bully, but also he has like a really good story beat and like just a really good connection to the to the player characters, which makes it like juicy and fun, but also I love that he can be like a silly little like punk character. Outside of podcast, there is an NPC called Higgins that I played with like a homebrew campaign with one of my DMs that I'm currently working with. And he is a gnome who lives in the forest, who wears a little raccoon suit, and he sells you his wares, and he kind of smells like pee. He gave me a stone egg. He had a jar full of eyeballs, or fingers, can't remember which one. And then he had just a bunch of other junk from the woods that we all had to trade. Or we didn't have to. We traded with him, and everything smelled like pee. And he smelled like pee because he was marking his territory because he's a feral little forest gnome. Don't know where he got the raccoon onesie, but he definitely doesn't change out of it. And he's just an awful little guy. And I love that. That's like my favorite parts of NPCs is that they're awful little guys.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know how you can beat a feral goblin that marks his territory by pissing on things.
Yeah, he's just a gnome that's dressed up in a little
I,
raccoon onesie.
I don't know how you can beat that.
You can't.
Man, I like that one. That's my favorite now.
Higgins, he's terrible, but you know, he has magic items, so I guess we have to put up with him.
They all smell like piss. I don't know why. So it's like Charlie Day.
Yes.
And Always Sunny. Yeah, it's like Charlie. There it is. All right, so we got a question from Billy Berserker. If you can live in any one sci-fi setting, which one would it be?
I don't want to just be a one-trick pony and say Star Trek, but
Be the one-trick pony and say Star Trek.
but be the one-trick pony say Star Trek, because I like the fact that their science is not based in something that seems unreachable.
Yes.
Like a lot of their sci-fi, like their fiction, is based in current like real science, and it's not. There's no outright errors. Like there's not a lot of outright errors in their logic. It's just stuff that we haven't been able to do.
To an extent, yes. And they were also preambles to it.
Yeah.
To what came. Or precursors, I guess I should say.
It's one of the few sci-fi settings that I feel like a regular person would have a chance in.
Yes, especially if you're living on Earth in the Federation.
Yeah.
Because there's no money and you just get to live and do.
Yeah.
You just get to live.
Space socialism.
Yeah. No religions, no war. Yes, please. No money. Yes, please. You get to live? Yeah, all right.
And like every conflict is first addressed as trying to find a peaceful option, which I also enjoy.
If you're yeah.
Well, from the Federation side.
Yeah.
You enter, you find a Borg or a Romulan. There's not going to be a whole lot of options.
Klingons. Don't forget Klingons.
And Klingons.
Although you give them some wine, you're good.
One of my favorite weapons that my dad collects is a Dak'tog. He has the Dak'tog that like you click a button and the two little knives fling out the sides. And it is
that is fucking awesome.
So cool. And I've been wanting to steal it, but I can't because thievery is wrong within the family.
I mean, you can just say I'm borrowing it for a while.
I could ask pretty please and he would probably give it to me.
That's it. Yeah. My kid came up to me and said, "Hey, can I have this pretty please?" And just batted some eyes. I was like, "Yeah, probably."
I made you, I guess. Like
one day you'll have it though. So no, James, you're not a Klingon. No, you're definitely not a Klingon. If I were to be one, I'm going to be the one-trick pony too, honestly, and go for Power Rangers just because that is at least adjacent. I can still be me.
Yeah.
And just go off adjacent.
A cool suit, you know?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, but Billy, you're right. I mean, you would get the chance to meet Cisco in Star Trek. So, but which version of Cisco?
That is important.
The Prophet Cisco, or just Cisco, because he gets a different mindset when he's the Cisco. Gotta think about these things. That's the episode I know that I love from DS9 is whenever he's time hopping and interacts with his son.
Yeah.
That is so good.
That is such a good one.
And what his son is played by the guy who just passed away. That's gonna kill me now.
I gotta Google
Hold on. Talk about Star Trek.
Oh my god, did you know, fun fact, did you know that in the old Shatner Star Trek, the whole Shatner Star Trek like series, whenever he's wearing his more green looking shirt, he's wearing a man girdle underneath it because he only worked out outside, and in the winter he couldn't work out very much. And so he had a man girdle underneath to keep it tight.
Tony Todd.
We did it.
My Google foo. Tony Todd. The Candyman himself was Jake.
Hell yeah.
Was little Jake Sisko. Great episode. That was a heart-wrenching episode to watch. When watching his son die and then going back to the present. Like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, man. Star Trek does heart-wrenching things so well.
It
just
does.
So incredibly well. And then it goes off and does some stupid shit, and I love that too.
Yeah, that's done for damn sure.
Some really stupid shit, and I think it's so fun. Like, I love get you a girl who can do both, you know?
Yeah, I mean, any of the episodes when it was just Quark and his brother in DS9, that was just, yeah, it's great. And then of course Quark complaining about root beer. Disgusting. No.
Wrong opinion,
anyway.
but okay.
It's a wrong opinion, is what it is.
Yeah.
It's a very wrong opinion. Okay, now we have the opposite. What kind of fantasy setting would we want to live in?
It's hard because all the fantasy settings have like famine and war. It's all just like there's definitely a class of people that are not doing well.
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of fantasy books out there right now written for certain audiences that are geared towards certain aspects.
I can't read fantasy smut. I can't do it. I get so mad because I'm just like reading and reading. I'm like, why are you doing this right now? There's a war going on. Why are we doing this? Get to the plot. Like, it's just
that is the plot.
It's like you're being distracted and there's things you have to do. Like,
they are doing the things.
No.
They're just not doing the things you want.
Unsuction yourselves from each other.
You're welcome.
Society's collapsing.
No, fantasy world, man. I don't know. There's just so much. It is hard to pick.
I love Merlin, but I don't think I would want to live there. Like, there's so many stories I love, but I know I would not want to live there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like Willow, such a good story. Would not want to live like that. There's the Dark Crystal. Like,
the dark.
pre Skeksis Dark Crystal, like the show, I think would be really fun.
That would be kind of nice. Fantastical.
I would be a grunt. I'd be a little underground fairy, and it would be so fun.
Oh, man. I got nothing right now. There's so many. I still think sci-fi is fantasy in my book. It's just space fantasy.
Look, technology that we don't know how to use yet, or like technology is just magic until we understand it.
It's space fantasy, all right?
Yeah.
In that case, Farscape. Why not? Let's throw that one out there.
There you go.
It's just Star Trek adjacent. Oh, goodness. Can't go back. James asked us, Shannara. Okay. James asks, what is your favorite set of dice?
Ooh, I wonder if I have them with me.
They're boxed up. You can't show
them. They're not together. Let me see. I moved, so I put everything in bags and boxes and boxes and bags. But do I have one of my favorite set of dice with me. I have two favorite sets. Okay, so this one, can you see? Oh my goodness, are you gonna do the thing? I have to put it on my forehead.
Yep.
This is a metal set that I got for my D&D character for Minds Never Matter. It is gold and green and has little dragons in it. And I love to quote my dear friend and cast member Nick Tavanese, I love a set of dice that threaten the integrity of the table.
That's a nice quote to have. I have one dice. It's not part of a set, but it's a very special dice for me for a particular reason. It doesn't roll very well for me half the time. No, none of my dice really do, the majority of the time. Can you see that one? It's
Yeah.
it's kind of like a bone set.
Mhm.
This was given to me by my first DM when my wife and I still lived in Houston, and I had first started playing D&D, and within a couple of months, we had to move for my work, and I had to leave the table. And as my last session with them, he gave me essentially like a little packet. It was a little, yeah, it was like a little manila folder with the dice and a little note saying, safe travels, da 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 da. And with the dice, I was like, this was one of his dice that he had gotten, and he gave it to me. And I was like, oh. And I was like mid late 20s, and this kid's like a teenager giving me this shit. So
It means more when a teenager does it too, you know?
oh yeah, I was like, oh man. So I'm never gonna. I might hate that dice on occasion because of the way it rolls. It could just be me, but I'm never
That's
gonna
the
get rid of
teenager spite doing it for you, you know?
it. Look, if you talk to James ever or my wife, my dice fucking hate me. Like, they always hate me.
Sometimes
Forever
they just
will
don't
hate
want
me.
you to win, and that's okay.
They give me great stories. I'll put it that way. Not always in my favor, but they give me great stories.
This is a set that was gifted to me by one of my DMs, the one that I was like that gave me the inspiration for a lot of like the way I handle death in my campaigns, and it was like my first ever character. I was playing like a gem dragonborn for her, and I was having like a really really bad week or something, and she lives like out across the states. And then I get a package in the mail, and she got me a really nice set of like sharp edge, like really pretty dice that looked like my character, and I broke down crying. It was so nice.
Yeah. See, even James knows. Merv, look, that one time in our game will probably never happen again. I completely decimated our team. I just wrecked house one night. It was shocking to me. It's
Was it at least with a silly named Power Ranger villain?
Kinda.
Oh no.
Mysticon.
Not the kinda.
Mysticon. Mysticon the Magnificent. It was essentially just a giant magician or a magician. Yeah, it was. It did happen, Merm. I don't apologize for that. Anyway, let's see. Billy says, "Never give me a sharp or heavy dice because they sometimes get yeeted." Okay, yeah.
I can't do that. I will lose it, and then I'll find it with my foot.
Ooh, those are the worst.
I can't do like, especially
at least you find it.
Little caltrops.
Hey, at least you find it
D4s.
afterwards.
Yeah, it's found. It hurts.
All right. So while we're waiting, I think questions have kind of cooled down. So why don't you take out your D20 and give me a roll?
Should I use my little one or my big one?
That is up to you.
The big one's gonna be bad for rolling on my desk, so we're gonna use the little one. 12.
Ooh, okay. You may have already answered this. We can do it again. What is your most unique character?
Oh. Hmm.
If you go something other than the wizard and the gnome in a raccoon outfit, I'm gonna be shocked.
So it is something other than the wizard and the gnome and the raccoon outfit. The most unique character that I have played is a Hexblood Swarmkeeper Ranger. She's a was rat. She used to be a were rat, but now she's not anymore. So she's a was rat.
Okay.
Her swarm is rats. She is 1,000 years old, and she's just this wrinkly, pruny old woods lady that has a bunch of rats, and she's very fun. She was a were rat, and then the way she got out of that was by being turned into a hexblood. So now she's a hexblood because they rearranged her DNA, and she just
Wow.
she just has a knack for communing with rats because they like her.
Yeah, James, listen to what they say. They were a were rat, now they are a was rat because
Yes.
they can't become a were rat anymore. They can't become
Not
a rat
a were
anymore.
rat anymore. They're a was rat. They was once a rat.
Yeah.
I think my favorite roleplay moment with her was when she was noticing that, like, oh, another party member is like flirting with this barkeep to try and get us a discount on a room. And so just like hikes up skirt, puts hairy old lady leg up on the table. You like what you see?
Hell yeah.
And I
like,
lost the table with that one. They just fucking cackled.
Love it. I fucking love that. All right. Give me another roll.
8.
You gave us one. What was a moment your players or a player surprised you? I know you gave us one earlier. Do you have something else?
Yes. So in the Skies Above one shot that should be releasing at some point in the future, one of that surprised me the most with just the character. My best friend Nick, I've known him since high school. He comes in with this character named Bulge, who likes to eat rocks. And surprisingly enough, that tied in very well with the plot and what needed to happen later on. They needed to find rocks. Bulge really likes finding rocks. He's real good at it. And so this like silly little gimmick character ended up actually being very, very good at the plot specifically without me telling them they would need to find rocks at some point. And just every word that came out of his mouth as Bulge was simultaneously the most surprising and the least surprising thing in the world. It's one of those, like, that's exactly what Bulge would do, but I did not expect that.
Man, yeah, I'm at a loss. Bulge rocks. I don't want to go to the gutter on this. I frequently go to the gutter on things.
He went to the gutter a couple times. We're gonna have to cut some things out of that podcast episode.
No, keep them in. Keep them in. All right, James does have a good one. That is kind of technically on our list. What's your best natural one moment?
Oh God, I can't really remember a whole lot of nat one moments. I think everyday life, is that an answer? I
feel that one right now.
My dad, going back to like when I would play with him, the thing that he would do when we would roll perception checks, I would roll to find traps, and every nat 1 that I would get, he was like, you can't even find the door. You don't know where the door is. And it would just end up being a really funny roleplay moment the whole time. I like when nat 1s are funny. I like when nat 1s can either be like used as character growth or are funny, you know?
Yeah. kind of like saying, "Oh, you couldn't find your way out of a paper bag."
Exactly. It's like you don't even know there's a door in front of you. You're looking in the opposite direction, and there's a hallway. Confused as to where there's a door.
You were told there was a door. You don't see a door. You just see your companions.
You've been walking into the same wall over and over again, thinking that it's one of those magic doors. It's not. You're getting a concussion.
Oh, okay. We got a couple more. From Billy Berserker. What have you ever had a moment where the group got completely stuck by a trap or a puzzle?
Yes, and it was very fun. It was so fun. In that same Spire one shot that I keep talking about, in one point, it's just a set of stairs. And for some reason, it took like my players like a half an hour to figure out the puzzle. But you walk in, and there's this like set of stairs going up the side of the spire. And no matter how much you walk, you stay in place. You'd be walking for hours, and you haven't moved. And it took them a very, very long time to realize that they had to turn around, and on the wall behind them where the door used to be, it said "Eye on the prize," and they have to walk backwards up the stairs in order to get up the stairs. I had people trying to smash through the wall. I had people trying to throw their friend up the stairs. I had people trying to just go really, really fast and see if that worked. What if I skip stairs? What if I lay on the floor and I crawl up the stairs? It was really, really funny. And I kind of love when like silly solutions like that are overlooked. They're like, I'm going to do an Arcana check on these stairs. I'm going to look for writing on the walls. I'm going to press on every wall and every brick to see if I can find the secret button. And like, it's not. You just got to turn around.
That's very similar to your knock knock door.
Yes, I love silly puzzles. I think they're fun.
Those are. I think I'm gonna have to remember that knock knock one. That's a good one. That's a good one to have in the back pocket.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ooh, Merm. They've got a good one. Your most disappointing role that you can remember.
I think there's been a couple points in the podcast where it's like, hey, make a perception roll for me, make an insight roll for me. And then I fail miserably and I don't get the lore. That's the most disappointing rolls, is when I'm like, I could find something and I know it's there and I'm like digging my nails into my desk and I'm like, I know there's something there. Why can't you just tell me? My character knows how to read. What do you mean? And like, I'm just like digging my nails in there and he's like, you just don't find it. You just don't find the clue. I'm sorry. Like you don't put the pieces together yet. I'm like, like the little goblin in my head is shaking the bars like, want lore, more lore, give information, and like nothing.
Yeah. Or when a player rolls too well on a challenge and they don't get the lore that I want to give them because they pass the skill check.
Yeah. I'm like, dang, you weren't supposed to win that. There was a cool
Yeah. Merv knows what I'm talking about.
Or when like the party healer is trying to like put the tank back up on his feet and rolls a 1 on their cure wounds. You get 1 hit point back.
Yeah. That's a bad thing in Shadow Dark.
Rolling a 1?
If a priest rolls a 1 on a spell check, not only do they fail to cast the spell, and they no longer can cast it for the day. Well, it's no longer just a day because if they roll a 1 on the check, they piss off their deity and they have to like pay penance to the deity.
Oh no, I like that mechanic though. It's like
it's good.
You didn't worship me well enough. You don't get magic. Fuck you. Like
piss me off. Let's see. Lidl got a question. What is one of the most interesting items a party member asked for in a campaign? This might be our last question of the night too.
Asked for. I had someone come up to me and they were like, I want this thing, but I don't know if you're gonna want me to have it. I'm like, okay, just give it to me. And they were like, can we have a deck of many things at some point? And I was like, fuck it, let's do it. Let's do the deck of many things. And it ended up, it was thankfully a one shot, so I was like more lenient on like, all right,
Sure.
fine, like you can have a deck of many things, we'll see where this goes. Off the rails, off the friggin' rails. It was supposed to be like a hangover kind of one shot where they wake up and they have to go find out what happened, but they just went to this like fortune teller tent and just started pulling so many cards, so many things. The best and worst parts of a DM is when you have to say, okay, all of these things happen at the exact same time. And it was a cacophony of ridiculousness. It was so funky, but it was good. I also love when people come to me with like common magic items that are just silly that they want, like a cape of billowing, you know, just a little flair.
Yeah, no, moments like that are great. I remember I was listening to Dungeons and Daddies, and
I love Dungeons and Daddies.
I know then you know exactly what I'm going for.
Yeah.
When they get the bag of beans, and they just drop the bag of beans,
drop it down the shaft,
and they had to physically go out and roll the dice down a flight of stairs and figure out what happened, and just shit, just everywhere. It was great.
I have
Came
a
back
homebrew magic beans kind of situation where it's like a deck of many things mixed with magic beans, where it's like nothing that like you could get something really, really good, you get something really, really bad, but like nothing that happens is super, super consequential to the point of like ruining a game.
Yeah.
So it's like you can grow a tail, you could go down to hell and visit and like flash and see a devil, and he may curse you. You could find the throne of truth, sit on it, and gain 3 levels at the expense of a lot of hit points. But I like doing that for like homebrew, for like one shots and stuff. Like that's why I like DMing one shots, because you can kind of like fuck shit up in the best way possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can just doodle around and do whatever you want, because it's not like there's not like an overarching campaign that you need to be focusing on. It's just like, what are you doing in this wacky little town?
Right. Or, kill your priest in one shot, James.
From what I heard about what happened with Power Rangers, you may have deserved that one.
No, he wasn't in that game. He wasn't. He's not playing in Power Rangers. This is just James being James.
James is getting vengeance for other people now,
I don't know. It's fine. I had a great time. I was laughing the whole fucking time. I enjoyed it. But with that, oh man, we're so close. With that, I think we're going to wrap up for the night. I want to thank everybody being there, being in the audience, asking the questions, listening in. It's been great. Go ahead, Taylor. Tell everyone where they can find you.
You can find me over at Hilarity Save RPG on Instagram and anywhere you can listen to podcasts. I'm on Minds Never Matter as Cecily Belgrion. Soon to be on Dastardly Dungeoneers for their main campaign. You can find me anywhere else, Blue Sky, Threads, Instagram as Murchie_art, where you can see all of my illustration work. And if you want to shoot me a commission, I do TTRPG stuff. So just check it out, see if you like it.
Yeah, I checked out their Instagram. They got some good work in there. That's the link we have in the chat. So go check it out. We love supporting artists. Hey, all right, you already did. Okay. Let's see. So I got announcements. Oh God, I got a litany of announcements to go through now. Let's see if I can do this. I'm gonna go through sponsors first. So sponsors, music, Monument Studios. If you like what you're listening to here, or in the garage tomorrow night, or for Power Rangers or for Dress to Quest or whatever else we got coming on the pipeline, check out Monument Studios and their Fantasy Plus app. Huge library. Use the code MISFIT for 3 months free or 30% off your order. Also, you want more math rocks. You want favorite math rocks. More favorite math rocks, I should say. Go check out our friends at canadiandice.ca and use the code MISFIT15 for 15% off your order. And if you want a shirt that says Beaker Builds with that logo that's over here, or if you want a Tabletop Misfits logo on your t-shirt, go check out our friend over at dungeongrandmaster.com. Show-wise, I'll be back tomorrow for Beaker's Garage, where I will be painting some Dwarven minis because I feel better now. I'm not as sick as I have been this past almost week now.
Oh,
Yay.
no.
God, it's been gnarly. Let's see. Then we got Tavern Talks next week, next Wednesday. Should be a good one. James, if you're in the chat still, who's the guest? Put it in the chat because I don't remember, and you've probably told me 1,000 times by now. And I'm horrible. Cool thing. We are at 998 sponsors. Or followers, not sponsors. We don't have that many sponsors. We have a lot of followers. We need 2 more to hit 1,000. All right, 2 more.
Do it.
2 more.
Do it. 2.
B. Dave Walter.
2 more.
Hey, B. Dave Walter's our guest next week. Thank you, James. See that? Yeah, we only need 2 more to hit 1,000. That's a big thing for us. Any follows, any subscriptions, it means a whole lot to us over here. It's just a handful of us doing this, and it really helps out more than you know. It's not just, it's a lot of moral feedback, or moral support. With that, I hope every single one of y'all have a wonderful, wonderful night. I hope to see you all back here tomorrow for the garage. The tavern's closing. Raise your drinks high. Stick around. We're going to raid. I'm going to find someone to raid, so don't go anywhere. But the end screen's coming up, so just stick around, though. Night, y'all.
Night.